Upshaw Sisters Sunday. We are so excited for you all to join us. We
Yes.
just finished recording episode number 6 with London
Six
Lawrence.
already.
We are at 6 already. And today's episode was about looking lux for less. So, how we can look luxurious for less. And what was something you took away from that, Kimba? Or a
Oh
few
my
things?
geez. I took away a few gems, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that he referenced was about the room that he was in, and
Hmm.
how thrifting and all of that works well. Well, right now in my background, you can kind of see a little few posters. I don't know if
Yes.
they're in shot or off camera or whatnot, but these posters actually came from the Millions Man March. It came from 10 years later and 15
Hmm.
years later. And they are actual posters from the event. Whether they were posters that were placed around, as promo, or
Right.
whether they were, but I took them home or I brought them home and I put them in frames. And so I agree wholeheartedly about
Right.
repurposing, so if it's accessories, if it's your, home furnishings or whatnot. So
Yeah.
for him to say that, it felt good because it just
Mhm.
again confirmed that when you bring a piece of something home, you'll always have it with you. So I love that idea.
Sidebar on
Yes,
that. Before I even share my episode or my episode thoughts, did you know that I went to the 10-year anniversary?
I did it. I was
Yeah.
there.
And that's when you're telling me that I mean, I've definitely have seen your posters, but I didn't know that I didn't know if you were there or not. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so
yeah. So the
yeah.
one right here, that's the
Mhm.
original Million Man March. And
Right.
it was just a little flyer that was given
Uh-huh.
to all the men that were present.
Yeah.
Right. So that was archived and, the paper and all of that stuff, like you just feel the authenticity from it. Right.
Nice.
This one right here was 10 years later. I was actually living in Houston at the time.
Yep.
And, I went there. And then that one over there, which you can't see, that's the 15 years. And that was
Oh,
Justice or Else. And so and then up underneath, you can't see it, but it's actually a picture of Dad and I at that same,
at that one.
like
Okay.
event. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's so interesting. And see, that's the joy of us doing this together, right? It's because we still get to connect and
Hmm.
learn more about one another. But yeah, I went to it in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and all the people there
Hmm.
and the vendors, just it was like magnetic. I don't know if
Right.
I can say that I've gone to anything quite like that,
Yeah.
although I've gone to so many justice rallies, but
Hmm.
that one was pretty great.
So
So
let me tell you, to
yeah,
just bring that back into
sure,
the session that we just had,
yeah,
because London spoke on having conversational pieces.
yep,
And I'm big on that. And that's why that's there. And
yep,
then what you can't see behind that are different figurines and things that I may have picked up while on travel. And
right,
again, I picked it up as a memory, but also conversational pieces. See, had I
right.
not had that, we wouldn't necessarily be having this conversation right
Exactly,
now. So,
exactly. And that is the whole piece, which I loved that he spoke about is, when you have when you're wearing whatever you're wearing, if you have something that's a little more low key and you may not want a lot of attention, then that shows. If you
mhm,
have a statement piece on, or you have statement rings or a statement sort of look, you are essentially inviting people in to say, hey, even if it's just to get like people give you a
yes,
compliment. I really like those shoes or whatever it is. But it also allows for you, oh yeah, I got these, on clearance here,
yes.
and just to get the conversation going. And I also like the idea of what you were saying about Granny and Granny having these different rings, and
Hmm.
because I am really big on heirlooms in the Black
Hmm.
family. I really feel like at least not on in my family, have I seen a lot of passing down of specific pieces that have meaning from hundreds of years ago.
Right.
And some of that too is just because of history and, us maybe not attaining those sorts of valuable pieces until more recently. But I have a ring that my mom gave me when I was young. I used to see her wearing this ring, and it was so glamorous. I've worn it on the show before,
Hmm.
and it's a gold ring and it has diamonds all over it, and it's like a crescent. That's what they call it,
Yes.
like a crescent, and it's really really beautiful. And when I wear it, I feel regal. When like
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
gives me this extra sense
Royalty
that it's not
status.
just about me. What was that?
Royalty status.
Royalty, yeah. And
Yeah.
that it's not just about me, and that I'm getting the energy of my ancestors, even if that is just one level and it's my mom. But
Yeah.
I do absolutely love the fact that he got so much knowledge passed down to him, but also even the gold watch reference of
Yes.
like every man should have a gold watch. And I can absolutely see him passing down like his watch to his godson, or passing down his watch to a loved one.
Hmm.
And I think that that's really important, that we as sisters, or that we as family, pass down those heirlooms and create
It's true.
heirlooms essentially.
It's true. It's really true. Whatever that might be. In my living
Right.
room, I have a picture of mother, who's our great grandmother,
Hmm.
and she's standing next to her mother, who's our great great grandmother, our grandmother's
Mm.
grandmother. I remember when I first asked Granny for the picture. You
Yeah.
know, I made her tell. I didn't make her, but I asked her to share with me who the others were in there, and that happened to be her auntie and her cousin, I believe it was. So it was her mother, her grandmother, her auntie, and her cousin. And when I took it, and because it's an old black and white picture, and then I put it in a frame, like a distressed frame, to kind of
Mm.
keep
Yeah.
that feel, and it's there, and it's for that same reference. It's an heirloom, if you will.
It
It's
is.
history, and it's something that I will always be able to have and pass down, and the history itself won't die. So
Right. And Kimber, your home is like a vault of history, but like
mhm,
very stylishly placed. Everything has its look to it, in the sense that
mhm,
it still feels like it's a modern look, but you
mhm,
take these, like you said, you like that classic look. You take these vintage pieces, whether it's a picture, whether it's a candle holder, or whatever it is that you have collected along the way, and it looks so nice, like it is an heirloom, as a matter
yeah,
of fact. Like it is something that you can pass down, and that you really do take pride in our history. And I
yeah,
love that about you. Like you're the keeper of the pictures, you're the keeper of all of these things. And so I know if I want something, like, okay, let me ask him, but send me some pictures of us together, or whatever it
yeah,
is, you have that. And
yeah. I mean, and I'm not the
there's
only one,
value in
right?
that.
It's learned behavior, because dad
Absolutely.
have a gang of pictures. Two of our uncles
Yes.
have a gang of pictures, and I always
Yes.
have people, saying, "I can't believe you have that." Like, I can't
Right.
believe you have more than him, or he has more than you. And I mean, our history is really here because we
Yeah.
have keepers of it, and so I love that.
And that's so important. Oh my goodness. I know we have gotten so far away from fashion, but I have to make this last thought. I have to say it. The importance of keeping history, because
Hmm.
in a day and age where history seems to be getting erased and reframed, having those special pieces and having something that's an artifact is so important
Yeah,
to share with your kids or the next generation.
yeah.
But yeah,
And like you
to
talked about
yeah,
the Liz Taylor um, item, like I think that was kind of cool, because when we think about it, even in thrifting,
yeah.
like, or picking up things, sometimes we can allow our minds to wonder. Last week we talked about daydreaming. We could allow our minds to wonder, where has this been? What did it see?
Mhm.
You know,
Absolutely.
and I think
Wow.
that's cool. And
That
then
is.
the last thing for me is when he said, if people are not where you are, let them catch up.
Yes.
So in all, let them catch up. Sometimes we're ahead of our time. I think the generation now, they call it wavy.
Okay.
Like, And I think that wavy references, the frequencies or whatnot, but just basically
Oh,
saying I'm out there, catch me if you
oh,
can. You know, I won't wait for you, but catch me if you can. I'll
right,
throw nuggets to you to help you find me, but catch me if you can. And then when we
right,
all come together, it's an aha moment because we're in the same place at that time.
right. Like, oh, you made it. You got up.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining me. I've been on this wave for a long time, but
Right,
it's
right,
there's
right.
plenty of room for all of us.
Yeah.
I love it, and yeah, London and his energy, and even just the idea of when we talk about looking looks for less or shopping, balling on a budget, and all of that, that it's okay to wear reuse pieces. They
Hmm.
call it upcycling now.
Hmm.
And to upcycle things, like I've gone to a thrift store and I'm very particular about certain. That's when I said I'm going to be the person who's like, well, wearing other people's clothes, a stranger's clothes, I don't know. I'm that person, and
Right.
I'm sure we have plenty of people who watch our show who are similar. And that's why I wanted him to break it down because it really isn't that bad when
Hmm.
you actually are taking it first to be cleaned and
Hmm.
you're doing your due diligence to make sure that you have a clean product and you feel good about it.
Right.
But even if you feel like, you know what, that's not really the direction I want to go,
Hmm.
do it within your friend group.
Yes.
Do something within your friend group. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, because we do see, our friends, our peers, our coworkers, or whoever,
Right.
wearing nice things, and so and I'm that person where if I've had something for a while and someone compliments me on it, and I know that they would appreciate it, I'll say, "Here, you can have it. Here,
Oh,
like I
yeah.
do that, So I think that would
Yeah.
be a great idea, just to kind of bring everyone, like into the room, into the room.
Well, on that note, everybody, think of one thing that you can do to not only elevate your look, but
Hmm.
put somebody else on. Like
Yes.
give somebody else some of your shine, some of your light.
Yes.
As Kimba said, if there's something that you know that you aren't wearing anymore, something that does have meaning and you want to give to someone else, let's do that. Like
Hmm.
we don't need to keep all this stuff to ourselves and keep buying all this, just more stuff. Let's give to others, let's elevate ourselves, and stay in the light, y'all. See you next time.